Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. We are talking Love Island, you guys, because the first out of the popular vote has been released, and we are going to be sending home in today's episode that airs later today a male and female islander, you guys. And it has caused some outrage. It has caused some outrage because people are not happy because those of you, spoiler alert, who have not watched, so the bottom three on the male side is Tom, Kai, and Harris, which for me I technically agree with, even though Ron should be there too, because he gives nothing. But with that being said, the female bottom three is actually what has people in a tizzy, right? And so the bottom three was Tanya, Tanyelle, and also Anna Mae, you guys. And a lot of people are upset that Tanya is in the bottom three, right? And so it is turning into all of these weird debates that have nothing to do with the issue at hand. Some people are trying to, pin the black women, Zara and Tanya, against one another. Some of the people are trying to blame black Twitter for the vote and trying to say that the vote was split or that more people voted for Zara compared to Tanya, when we don't really have the receipts, you guys. We really do not have the receipts to really discern, okay, out of, a specific demographic, who really voted for whom, right? All we do know is Fiat 500 always comes through for their Islanders, which include all of the Islanders that were voted in the top, you guys, which include Olivia and Lana, you guys, who were not going to go anywhere under any circumstances, you guys. And, everyone else has to have that same mentality towards their favorite Islanders. Now, what I do not agree with is apparently the decision on who the Islanders are going to send home is actually not going to be on the OG Islanders. It is going to be on the Aussie Islanders, Aaron and Jesse, who just got there like 5 minutes ago, who barely know, everybody that's been there. So I don't know how they're going to be able to discern like who should go home, or if this was a, creative way concocted by production to get rid of Harris when his fighting videos have been released, you guys. Right? And that's the only thing I can really think of that's plausible, is instead of just removing him like they've removed other Islanders in the past, that they wanted to, concoct this, popularity vote / elimination to get Harris out of there, right? And I presume more than likely Anna Mae is going to be gone as well, because really we don't see much of her. And, we thought that her connection with Kai was going to lead to something, but it's a classic example where two people who are attracted to one another, but there is nothing of substance. There is nothing that they have in common, you guys, right? And who is surprised that Tanyelle is in the bottom, you guys? Who is surprised that Fiat 500 is not rocking with Tanyelle, you guys, right? But the discourse really appears to be, this Tanya versus Zara thing. And I just don't understand it, you guys. Whether you like Tanya, whether you like Zara, regardless, both have been bringing it on the show. Both have been bringing the entertainment. So it would be an absolute shame if we were to lose either one, let alone both of them, you guys. However, I do not think that the reasons that some people think that Zara was in the top and Tanya wasn't really are warranted. And keep in mind, this is the first public vote, so anything can change over the course of time, right? I think the main thing is there are a lot of people who are undercover Tanya haters, I've discovered, right? And this isn't even on the level of, Kaz or India or others, because I would argue that they have a much larger fan base in comparison, right? I think we are overestimating the Tanya fan base, and I think we are also overestimating how many people actually like Tanya within that fan base, right? A lot of it feels like some of it there are genuine fans of Tanya, but then some of it feels like there's a lot of people who flip-flop, right? And there were a lot of people who felt a certain way about how Tanya was, moving in the villa. And here's the thing, I am all about people exploring their interests in the villa, especially if you have multiple people interested in you. But for whatever reason, the female always gets dragged for it, and the men get celebrated. The men get a pass, and they get away with their nonsense, right? But everybody came for Tanya. And the only thing I will say, I mean, she explored her options, which I had no issue with. She kind of treats Shaq like a sneaky link, though. Like, if we want to keep it a buck, she treats him like a sneaky link. She only does bits with him and football warm-ups with him at nighttime in the bed, you guys. During the day, during the challenges, it's like, I'm gonna kiss everybody but Shaq. I'm gonna mug him off when he wants to kiss me in XYZ and blase blase blah. I think this might be the first challenge today that we actually saw, Tanya and Shaq kiss, you guys, without her, going to Kai or going to some other gentleman first, you guys. So I found that to be very interesting, right? And now people are falling for the okie doke of the scene that features Zara and Shaq talking, and people are trying to turn on Zara. People are trying to call Zara a snake, and it's like, whoa, right? Because if you actually watch the scene and you watch the subsequent scene after with Tanya and Anime spills that basically, this is Shaq's doing, right? That Shaq is the one now who has randomly started to pull Zara for chats, right? After the fight that Zara had, after the blow up she had with Olivia, you guys. So it's not, and it's convenient that Shaq is doing this after he was doing football warm-ups with Tanya in the bed, right? So all this time, he has been trying to get Tanya to pay attention to him and them getting more intimate. And then the moment that they finally do, now all of a sudden he has his sights on another woman. Come on now. And Zara was not even giving it back, you guys. She was even telling him she's still all about Tom. But basically, that was a situation where it was like, hey, in the event that I'm vulnerable, in the event that I am at risk for being dumped for the villa, I at least have another ally or a potential connection if need be. However, this was not a situation where Zara's trying to steal Shaq or Zara is going behind Tanya's back or anything of that nature. There was nothing inappropriate about their conversation other than Shaq telling, Zara to her face that, hey, you're the one I would normally go for. You're my type. When has he ever said that to Tanya, you guys? When has Shaq said that to Tanya, right? But he's the one who is actually getting the popular vote and not Tanya, which I find very interesting, you guys, because it is going to be revealed, over these next couple of episodes this week, if in fact Shaq is an actual game player as well, right? I mean, technically everybody is a game player when it's all said and done. You're there to compete to win 50K, right? When it's all said and done at the end of the 8 weeks. But ultimately, who is genuinely there for love, right? Who is genuinely there for love, or who is using certain people to advance themselves further in the competition to win, right? And so that's where we're going to see with Shaq, if he really is about Tanya, or if, this is a play to see if he is going to move differently now that Tanya is in the bottom, right? I don't think Tanya will get eliminated, though, because everybody sees how loved up she is with Shaq. That would be completely inappropriate and savage of the Aussies to really do that, right? And I don't think they have it in them to send home Tanya, right? I think they're going to send home Anime because really she has no connections and really is getting no screen time, right? So I would be shocked if it is anybody other than Anime that goes home on the female end of things. But we have to stop pinning the black women against each other. We have to stop, trying to face a blame game just because, one is upset that Tanya is in the bottom, when I think a lot of her actions kind of dictated that, right? And it's not, like I said, about her having multiple options. It's the way that she was moving with the multiple options to where The minute you know that you are no longer feeling somebody, let it be known, but don't lead somebody on. Don't give them that false hope when they could have been utilizing that time to graft other people to try to secure their safety in the villa. And the problem was David didn't know till like the 11th hour that, Tana was going to move forward with Shaq, because prior to that, she was giving him the vibes that, there could be a chance she'd choose him, right? So for that piece, I understand why fans felt a certain type of way, and why fans felt that she ignored Shaq and she may not be as serious on Shaq and everything else. So I totally understand, those fans who feel a certain way about that, right? But again, it is still early days. We are in week 2 of an 8-week journey, you guys. So anything can happen with these popularity ratings. But, at the end of the day, all that needs to be said at this point is you need to vote for your favorite Islander, right? You need to vote for your favorite Islander regardless. And I think some of the people that take, whatever is being said on Twitter or Reddit or some of these other platforms as what is going to be the majority, right? But people do not understand the number of casuals. People do not take into account the number of people who actually live in the UK versus people who are internationally watching this show who do not have the access to vote for some of these Islanders as well. So that is the thing that is always discounted at the end of the day, right? And some people overestimate certain fan bases and everything else as the like, right? So there is that. But let me know your guys' thoughts about this in the comments. What do you guys think of this, Tanya versus, not Tanya versus Olivia, but Tanya versus Zara discourse? What do you guys think of who made the top Islanders and who is in the bottom 3? And who do you think is going to go, right? Who do you think is going to go at the beginning of today's episode? Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.